Okay, guys, first of all, who are Tommy and Lady Rose in the story, if you'll introduce them to us?
So Tommy Stubbins, he doesn't really have a good home life, and he's quite a shy boy to begin with. He doesn't really have many friends, so he seems to turn to insects and animals to sort of become his friends, which I think is quite nice. And animals are a little bit like his freedom in a way, yeah, and I think going on this journey with Dolittle really helps his personality grow and become something bigger.
Lady Rose is lady-in-waiting to the Queen, and her job is to persuade Dr. Dolittle to go with her to Buckingham Palace to save the Queen.
For both of you, had you read any of the books before you got the part? Had you seen previous, I mean, we've had Rex Harrison, we've had Eddie Murphy, we've had a number of TV versions. Had you seen versions of the story before?
I actually haven't. I mean, I was going to read the books because I know Tommy Stubbins is in some of the books, so I was going to try and get an idea of what he's like, but I thought just go in there empty-handed and do my own interpretation of the character, and it worked, so I'm really proud of that, yeah.
I read the Hugh Lofting books. I read one of the books just to be able to see, you know, what I'm going into, and I watched the Eddie Murphy film after we finished filming because they're obviously very different.
Obviously, it's a film. There's one or two effects in the film, one or two CGI creatures.
Exactly.
Just a bit.
One or two things. How was it sort of dealing with that situation? How much experience have you both had with that sort of thing?
I mean, I'd had no experience with
Yeah.
CGI really whatsoever. Animation a little bit, but like not anything, like acting to nothing. I'd had no experience really. So it was quite challenging, but it's cool to do something new, so.
I'm exactly the same. I didn't have any experience before this, so it was really cool.
By far, probably the biggest special effect is Robert himself. You're sharing the screen with Robert Downey Jr. What is that experience like for, you know, younger actors who are sort of starting their careers, going up in their careers? How is it just sharing the screen with him?
He is so lovely. He's so dedicated to his craft. You could really tell that he had so much fun filming it. And he really made sure that Harry and I felt comfortable and that we knew what we were doing and that we were happy, which, you know, we really appreciate. And yeah, it was just so much fun to be with.
It's amazing to like be in a movie with an icon, and it's amazing to see that. And like Kumail said, he's lovely. He's like a friend to both of us, which is really nice.
Going back to the annals for a second, I know there were physical representations on set. There were people puppeteering. There were people physically performing things like Yoshi the polar bear. What was that experience like? Was it surreal for you?
Yeah, I think it was quite surreal because I sort of went in there. I didn't really know what to expect, and going in there, I thought it was going to be easy, like acting to nothing, because that's sort of what my job is. But it wasn't, because I've got to think of the height of the animal, the way it moves and everything. So it's quite challenging. But yeah, I think it's nice to see the end product and how nothing is becoming something.
Yeah, exactly the same with me. There was one scene where I had to talk to like a stick spider, and it was literally just like a green dot, which is so funny. But it was such a great experience. And again, like Harry said, it was so beautiful to see at the beginning how it was just a rough animation to now how much it's developed. So.
How was it working with Stephen as a director? I know this was a little bit his first time working with sort of more of a family film. He'd done a lot of dramas, a lot of thrillers before. What was he like as a director for you guys?
It was so much fun working with him. He's a perfectionist like me, so yeah. Definitely, I mean, after every single scene, I mean, I would always run up to my mum and be like, was that okay? Should I have done that better? But it was fine because Stephen really made sure that we'd be able to like do it to the best of our abilities. And so, yeah, and he had faith in us from the very beginning. I mean, obviously we hadn't had much experience before this film, so the fact that he was able to really believe in us really means so much.
What are you hoping people take away from the movie? I mean, it's a movie that has messages. It doesn't try and sort of really drive them into the ground, but it has messages, it has themes. What are you hoping people, you know, going to the movie take away from it?
I think just have as much fun as you can. As soon as you walk into those doors, just enjoy it as much as you can. It's something that's magical and different in a way. Even though we've seen it before, it's so much different to the previous ones. I think just go and have as much fun with it as possibly as you can, bring as much people as you want, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, this film is really for all ages. It's a family film, and you really feel like you're going on an adventure. And this film, I think, it's a lot about acceptance, you know, especially with Stubbins and Dolittle. It's learning to be able to accept yourself and appreciate yourself for who you are and appreciate others as well, which I think is such a beautiful message.